give it up for his opponent, brianRT. Welcome to the semifinals, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Set. Battle.
Here we go. Game one of this series. We've got brianRT in the top in red and BackStabx on the bottom in blue. BackStabx punched his ticket to this event with a Royal Giant deck and brianRT with a Giant deck. These big boys are going to be fighting.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what two decks these players choose. They have to pre-submit two decks, 4 cards different each, and you can see that starting out with the bowler is BackStabx. Bowler been a really staple of all these decks here, and an aggressive move opposite lane there by brianRT, playing that hog, kind of getting a feel for what cards the opponent has to counter their pushes with.
It would not surprise me if we saw the same Graveyard Elite Barbarians like we saw in the quarterfinals, because of course, that's what got them here.
Absolutely, and these Elite Barbarians, and like essentially every deck. Can
Right.
we say OP maybe, or I don't know.
I think we got to give it time for people to adapt to this. Think about this. These cards were changed on Thursday. It's so recent, and here they are now.
Well, one card that was buffed that we haven't seen yet is Tornado. Do you think anybody's going to use Tornado?
I think Tornado has a lot of good use cases, but I'm not sure if it's going to go well right now, simply because the Elite Barbarians have so much health that pulling them away isn't enough. Oh, that Hog Rider's coming in close.
That was a very aggressive play there by brianRT, and look at how much elixir BackStabx has.
Oh, almost a third swing, and you're right.
This could be trouble over here in the right lane here for brianRT.
BackStabx has a very significant elixir advantage right now. Elixir advantage is when you play cheaper counters to your opponent's expensive cards, and you're able to gain more elixir than them and then use that extra elixir to punish them. We just saw that right there. BackStabx was up by about 5 elixir, and he got a free bowler that did almost 1,500 damage to his opponent's tower.
A very lucrative push there in the right lane, certainly for BackStabx, and then he splits the Elite Barbarians and back up the tower. Now, why do players split Elite Barbarians or Archers? Why are we seeing this?
It's a good pass play. So think about this. You get to 10 elixir, you're not exactly sure what you're going to do. You can split it and put a little bit of elixir. Oh my God, look at it go! Oh. And that's down. Look at this Elite Barbarian from the hop. We're going to trade towers.
They traded towers.
brianRT is coming for this tower.
And
we're going to see a 3 crown? No, maybe not for a 3 crown, but I don't know. That Barb and the Hog could do a lot there on the bottom. BackStabx tower is danger.
How much damage an Elite Barbarian can do on a King tower. You have to defend there, and it was pretty much a trading of towers there.
Crazy situation both players find themselves in. It's actually better to go for the 3 crown than the win, because both King towers are more fragile than the surviving crown towers.
But there is advantages of going to the crown tower. I mean, it's a really subtle play. What would you do in this situation?
Ooh, well, we see that brianRT is going in with the ice. Oh, wow. He's going, the Hog Rider slips by unhurt. 1 swing.
Another
2 swings. 3 swings. Ooh.
Those Elite Barbarians are so vicious. For that swing speed on defense is definitely noticeable.
And they counterattack so quickly. Look at
this. Oh, no.
They're getting up to the tower.
This is trouble.
Elite Barbs on both sides fighting. Let's see if that... Oh, what a good fireball.
Oh, that was a beautiful predictive fireball there, certainly by BackStabx. Wow.
You've got the Elite Barbarians and the Mega Man just patrolling around trying to kill every skeleton they can find. It's like Evil Dead in there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, that bowler in the left lane doing a decent job there for BackStabx.
Bowler seems to be one of the most popular cards at defending against Hog Riders and Elite Barbarians. Ooh, and there we go, 5 seconds till overtime. You can hear the crowd counting down.
Yep, and here Elite Barbarian is played in the left lane. You got to check that fast, and he does. It's going to be a mirror trade, but as you were saying earlier, if you have the Elite Barbarians on your side of the arena, the tower's doing work for you. That's huge in this game. Take advantage of your tower doing damage. It will give you a elixir advantage.
And it's going to be really difficult for both of these decks to have a strong push, because now the King Tower is activated. Once the King Tower takes any damage or you lose a Crown Tower, it'll start fighting with you. And look at that. Now you have 2 towers shooting those Hog Riders and Elite Barbarians when they get close.
I kind of like BackStabx at this point.
Ooh. That was a smart. We're in overtime. The very next tower to go down is going to determine the winner.
Absolutely, and I like BackStabx's deck in this position because he has the bowler, and the bowler in the current meta just such a versatile defensive card against really any kind of deck archetype.
We've seen this a bunch too. People are using their bowler as a big fat health thing to distract Mega Minions so that smaller troops can pick it off, archers, minions, etc.
Yeah, not only does it do a lot of damage and pushback, but it also buys you time to put more defensive cards on your side of the arena.
1 minute into overtime, and both players are really doing work. All these towers are really fragile. Any of them that could go down. It's hard to predict where this game could end.
So why did brianRT play that hog over there? He was sitting at full elixir against the King Tower. It was kind of an aggressive move, but when you have full elixir, sometimes you just got to play something.
Wow. Look at this parade of bowlers.
A bowler parade. This is going to be trouble here. You better believe your graveyard's coming down soon.
And let's not call it like we did last time, because a 3 crowd could always show up. But the Elite Barbarians come to assist their bowler buddies.
And here comes the grave. There it is. The graveyard is played.
But
Now
once again, the Mega Minion has just been ruling this duel.
This is going to be it.
In, though. It's swarming in. I don't know. Ooh,
that
667.
Okay, so the Ice Golem is actually a really, really powerful card. For 2 Elixir, it not only is a good offensive combination, especially with the Hog Rider, but defensively, it's going to first distract, and then it's going to blow up and kill those skeletons.
Things are going to change now. With BackStabx having that tower down to be so low, he could actually, anything that's played near brianRT's King Tower can be a good fireball simply because you're doing so much damage to a near-dead tower.
Absolutely, and with only 600 HP left on Brian's tower, and the fact that BackStabx has Fireball, this could spell trouble.
Is it going to be left with the King Tower? Is it left with the minions are on there?
That's
BackStabx takes
nice
game 1.
BackStabx. Finally, I called one right.
All right.
Finally.
That is game 1 of the series, goes to BackStabx.
BackStabx, certainly very, very nice play there.
Let's go down to Kelly, who's on the floor with Galadon and BBXH for reactions.
Thank you so much, Rumham. That's right, everyone. Joining me right now is BBXH and Galadon. Guys, give it up for them. No? So we've seen a lot of games so far. What has surprised you the most in these matches?
I think what has surprised me the most is the cards that we've seen, I think, almost in every single deck, if not in all decks, were the Elite Barbarians. And nobody used them until they just got their buff on the 15th with the most recent update. So I think that surprised me the most, especially we've seen a lot of bowlers as well, which that was another card. Nobody used it as much until it got a buff. So it's interesting that a lot of people are using them.
Now, Galadon, is there a card that you haven't seen that you wish to see more of?
I haven't seen any goblins. Spear goblins, goblin barrel, goblin hut. They're just absent today. I would love to see some green guys on the field.
Are there goblin fans in here? All right, maybe. Let's go back to Rumham to see what he thinks about
Esports.
So I think brianRT is probably going to, both players are probably going to include the Elite Barbarians again. They seem to be in every single deck. I would venture a guess that brianRT here probably is going to be playing Graveyard instead.
This looks different to me. BackStabx, this isn't the same deck that I think he played in the quarterfinals. He might be mixing it up here, trying to play some mind games on his opponent.
Well, we only have one card yet so far.
There was no furnace. There was no furnace.
This looks very different to
Now remember, you have to win with both decks. So even though he won with the first one, he's got to switch it up to the second deck. And the Mega Minion connects with the tower. 1 swing, 2 swings.
And that's why you play things very safe to start out a match. He played that Mega Minion early, and then he was able to capitalize. He got all the way to the tower using that Graveyard as a distraction.
Will this be a Royal Giant deck, BackStabx? You got here, you won your Coronation Day on the back of 2 Royal Giant decks.
I'll tell you what, it looks a lot like a Royal Giant.
It doesn't, doesn't it? I'm excited.
You see those first, and there's the Mega Minion. You can almost script this. I think it's going to be Royal Giant. I think you kind of nailed it there. And the furnace on both decks here. Oh!
Regular Giant.
And you are wrong, and so am I.
As usual. Now, a pretty big push is building up here for brianRT. You've got 2 Elite Barbarians, an Ice Golem, and a Mega Minion. Think about that. That is 11 Elixir all at the bridge.
That's really the beauty of the Elite Barbarians, right? They can take down a tank very, very fast like that, and then they're very aggressive on the counter push.
That was a great fireball by BackStabx because, oh, look at this damage being done to the tower. The skeletons are building up. The Mega Minion gets there and swings. Swings again.
That was a lot of damage, and it was all on the backs of those Elite Barbarians again. Taking down that Giant very, very quickly there in every single Fire Spirit that gets to the tower. Another chip damage.
I was going to say that fireball was good for BackStabx because he removed the tank from the graveyard. It sort of allowed it to, okay, now the tower can actually shoot down the skeletons one at a time. But what happened was that low health Mega Minion was able to slowly troll up on the tower and take it down.
Yeah, BackStabx right now, a little bit more Elixir, but he doesn't have the Furnace on the board here. He plays the Giant, a pretty aggressive move considering he was at the Elixir disadvantage and starts out with that tank. And he knows that brianRT has the Elite Barbarians.
Oh no, a critical misplay. The Archers went in front of the Giant, so now they're going to get shot by the tower, and they let a Fire Spirit hit him.
And brianRT is known for this, capitalizing on mistakes that his opponent makes, and he's doing that in this match right here.
Fireballs coming at the same time for both players. They're trying to weaken each other's pushes, and I don't think that Elite Barbarian's going to make it, but I bet you those Fire Spirits behind do.
And now BackStabx is forced to play something to stop that Mega Minion again, just continually have to devote some of his Elixir to stopping those counter pushes.
Double Furnace all the way across the field.
BackStabx decides to switch lanes, and that's actually a smart move. Sometimes if things just aren't working, you just switch lanes, and that's what he's doing there.
That Ice Golem draws the Archer's attention, not letting the Mega Minion get shot.
No, and the Elite Barbarian just so versatile. They're stopping the Graveyard now, along with the Archers. Archers really one of the best counters to Graveyard, and certainly you're going to make up Elixir in the exchange.
Good game comes out of BackStabx. A great sportsmanship play. I think he knows that he doesn't have this one in the bag. A fireball's going to come in from brianRT, or a zap.
There it is.
Takes the game at the very start of sudden death.
And we are now tied.
1-1.
brianRT, I told you, he was a battler, he was a warrior, and he did it. Let's check in with Kelly on the floor with Clyde, the player brianRT defeated in this single elimination match.
Denny.
Thank you so much, Rumham. Joining me right here, it is Bonnie and Clyde. Now, you know what? I actually want to talk to you. The support that you have for your boyfriend, what do you feel about him making it this far?
I'm really proud of him. I think that he could do better, but he did really well so far.
Now, the games that are going on and everything, are you having a lot of fun seeing this tournament all the way from the qualifiers to the Crown Duel?
Woo! brianRT in red at the top. BackStabx in blue at the bottom again, and they give the sportsmanship the thumbs up and the good luck.
Absolutely. Both of these guys, great guys. You couldn't ask for better competitive elements and better sportsmen in this match.
Better representatives of the Clash community.
Absolutely. Both really stand-up guys. I'm super excited for both of these guys. So no matter who wins here, I think the crowd, the viewers are going to be very happy.
This.
And look at this.
Bop,
That's the Ice Golem we were talking about. Ice Golem pops, and all the skeletons go bye-bye.
Right.
A great counter to Skeleton Army, as well as Graveyard.
Yeah, and it's one of the few ways you can actually defeat Skeleton Army for less elixir. Skeleton Army, not very expensive, only costs 3. But for 2, either a Zap or an Ice Golem can take out all of them.
It's a great positive elixir trade. And then brianRT, again, starts out pretty aggressively, but it's kind of a, when you see that hog played right in the beginning of a match, it's not necessarily to get a lot of damage. Again, it's kind of trying to read your opponent.
Yeah.
What are their counters? What are they playing? And that's going to be valuable information later on. And look at this.
It's worth spending elixir for the information, I think.
I agree, especially if you have the right starting hand.
Yeah, here we go. So we did the Graveyard, and once again, brianRT knows this is a Graveyard deck. Know he's got to play around this. Did we see Graveyard in the first game? I think we did. We saw it out of brianRT.
Yes. There's been Graveyard in both games, and now it's here again, and it looks like only BackStabx playing it here. brianRT, kind of with a standard Hog Rider deck, of course, adding in the Elite Barbarians. I mean, would you expect anything different?
Right. Actually, has Elite Barbarians been in every single deck? BackStabx has 2 cards left. Maybe one of them the Elite Barbs.
I think they've been in every single deck so far. Maybe not the bait deck earlier. I don't know. The bait deck?
I'm thrilled at least to see them. They're such a cool addition to the game. They're fast-moving. They're powerful. They do a lot of damage. It's been a great change from the more defensive gameplay that we've seen in recent months. Now it's back to offense.
Yes,
I love it.
They're different, and you have to be on your toes. You have to be ready to defend against them. They swing fast, and they move fast. And here we go again, another giant push, and you better believe. Okay, so I'm not sure if he's going to go with the Graveyard.
Great skeletons. Look at that play. He played the skeletons on the right to distract the Mega Minion, buying time for the Elite Barbarians to just shred that giant.
And that was a really smart move there. I think a lot of less experienced players probably would have went with the Graveyard there, but BackStabx, knowing he was at the Elixir disadvantage at that point, instead went with the Fireball, played things safe. The Giant still able to get a couple swings off that tower.
Really impressive defense by brianRT. He was able to minimize what could have been out of that push, which would have been way worse.
A pretty nice Elite Barbarian split there, and he's able to combo the Hog Rider there, but again, very
what a zap!
Very
one
nice
swing.
Zap.
Oh, the Hog Rider's getting closer. He's getting how many swings? At least 1 swing on the tower.
Yeah, but again, just not enough there. It feels like BackStabx has a lot of defensive answers to everything brianRT is playing right now. And there it is. That was the aggressive Graveyard we were looking for there. And Elite Barbarians is going to be a pretty good counter along with the Ice Golem, but there's the combo, the Fireball again. And look at this damage.
The Skeletons overwhelm the Elite Barbarians and get a ton of damage on the tower.
That was a really, really smart play there by BackStabx because he got rid of the Elite Barbarians, also did a lot of damage to the tower.
Ooh, the crowd's chanting. They're excited to go into overtime. 706 health left on brianRT's tower. BackStabx sitting pretty with full health on both, or mostly full health.
Well, brianRT is a very experienced Hog player, and you can tell because every single time he plays the Hogs, it comes along with a predictive combo, whether it be the Log or the Fireball.
What a Fireball Zap combination. 6 Elixir decimates that push. brianRT knew he was going to lose. He had to go for it. It's not going to be enough. The giant swings. He does it again.
BackStabx moves on. He's pumped. He is pumped.
BackStabx takes it in the critical game 3. He wins 2-1 over brianRT and advances.
BackStabx is fired up.
Oh, God. Let's go down to Kelly with reactions from BackStabx. He is hyped up right now.
Careful, Kelly. He is pumped.
He's on fire.
Thank you so much. BackStabx, congrats. Look at the hype you got going up. Your own cheering crowd. My goodness. So, what was the difference between game and 1 to make sure that you had game 3? What did you learn about your opponent in those first 2 games?
Wow, I'm just speechless right now. This is insane. I'm in the finals, but oh man, he played amazingly. It's just that he couldn't get through the furnace with the Skeleton Army as well. And I just got the pressure. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Now, like you said, you're going into the finals. Who would you rather face in the finals?
between Mango and Odyssey, right? I would rather face Odyssey, but you saw what he did. He's crazy. So this is going to be in great finals, whoever it is.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on to the finals. And of course, everyone, make some noise. Dude, you did a good job. I hope you had fun. Now get out of here and let's head back to the casters.
Wow.
Ooh, I'm as speechless as BackStabx now.
All of these matches have come down to the wire. We saw the best of 3. You know, they get 1-1. And brianRT, you got to hand it to him, man. He just did a great job in that second match. Really was actually very beast mode in that second match. It was a very convincing win. But then BackStabx comes at and does what he does best. He adjusts, changes his game, and he pulls off another victory.
And he's tight under pressure, too. I want to see that winning moment again. Can we have a replay of that? Oh, we do.
And
here's
here
the
it
winning
is.
moment. It actually just happened on the left side. The fireball to the Elite Barbs and Mega Minion, the fireball zap combination, defended his left lane, letting that right lane push just connect with the tower and knock it down. It was the defense that moved BackStabx to the finals just as much as his offense.
Absolutely, and anytime you can get a giant, a golem, to a tower, it spells trouble for the opponent. I mean, that giant with only 400 HP left, giant's gonna take it down, and it was a very, very convincing final moment there for BackStabx.
Yeah, that was a crushing push. What a thrilling duel. BackStabx is going to the finals. Who will he face? We'll find out soon enough.